All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol SRNE, Sorrento Therapeutics Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. And to all my subscribers, welcome back. So, Sorrento was in a bullish run for some time after a very bearish one, right? It was way up here at $20, fell down to about $5 and some change, and it's starting to run up, level off with the volatility of the market, and it was hitting newer highs every time, and the highest point it reached was way up here. Let's zoom in here so we can get the right number. Was way up here at this point of 12 and 30 cents. From that point forward, it leveled off, and quickly yesterday in aftermarket hours, it actually started to fall fairly quickly. And actually, it wasn't yesterday. This was actually 2 days ago, excuse me, on the 13th, and it hit newer lows to the point that it hit 981. I had stated if that got broken through, this could possibly see newer lows and get further away from the 50-day moving average. And the next day it didn't really do that, and here are the resistance levels and supports that we needed to look for today. And the volatility is serious here. It really jumped down and up, and honestly, it's doing this effect of jumping up and then falling down real hard every time. I mean, that's not a great sign here for the bulls. I mean, all this momentum created by the bulls, and now it dropped right back down below the 50-day moving average again, getting it back into bearish territory. So I'd pay very close attention to how this stock is reacting. And I know it broke through support today, and it actually broke through 981. And it hit newer lows. It actually reached the lows here of about 946, leveled off and started to pick back up, but it's quickly falling again. Like, if this was really what happened in the last 30 minutes, really, in the last 30 minutes to an hour, this actually just fell down, and it's at 10:05. I mean, it looked like there was a recovery here and it wasn't going to fall anymore, and it did this for a couple hours, and now it just dropped. So I'd pay very close attention, like I said, to how this is reacting. I know, again, today it broke through support. I'd stated it would test newer lows. It did, but it quickly recovered by the bulls. But the thing is, it's still now back underneath bearish territory, even though the bulls reappeared. So if that lowest point does get broken through, this could test newer lows. But this volatility is creating a lot of uncertainty here for any investor in this company, and Sorrento has been jumping up and down for sure, and that is not a good sign. And right here down at 946, that's the lowest point, so I'd keep that number in mind. 981 has been broken through and tested, so that's not that difficult for the bears to break through anymore. The next one's going to be 946, but again, we're now in bearish territory, so the bulls need to load up on stocks and bring this one back up tomorrow. If not, this will test newer lows. These are all the runs here that the bulls had, but you can see that the bears appeared right when it reached the 50-day moving average. That is something that pops up out to me, like this wasn't going to be able to get further away from it. And even though the bulls tried and they reached this high here, it quickly dipped. So let's look at the resistance level. The bulls need to break through this resistance, 1061, which is the highest point in this recovery, and turn that into a support. By doing so, the bulls will be able to accomplish two things. They broke through the 50-day moving average, which the 50-day moving average is 1023, turn 1023 into a support and get into bullish territory. And then they've broken through the first resistance level in bullish territory by breaking through 1061, turning it into a support so they can break away from it to reach newer highs and newer resistance levels. So that's super important for the bulls to be able to accomplish that, and they've accomplished those two things, getting into bullish territory and breaking through the first resistance level in bullish territory to hit newer highs. So the bulls need to break through the first point of resistance, and that's the 50-day moving average, before getting to this resistance level. This is ideally the resistance level based off of the charts and the candlesticks, but the first one that gets them into bullish territory is 1023, and from that point forward they can break away and work their way towards this resistance level that will then get them further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. So the bulls want to break through this resistance so that they can accomplish those two things. Now, on the other hand, we have what the bears want. And the bears want to break through support. Now, as I stated, the lowest new point is way down here at 946. So I'd write that number down. 946, if it gets broken through, this could start to test newer lows and hit newer support levels. But before getting there, the bears are going to try to break through the first support level. This is actually the lowest point before this run and before this dip now. And that is 980. 980 is the support level that the bulls don't want to be broken through, and the bears are going to do everything it takes to break through it. So I want to emphasize to all investors, since we're already in bearish territory, if this breaks through the first bearish support level, which is 980, I'd pay very close attention to how this stock is reacting. How quickly is this moving to newer lows? Is it kind of hanging out sideways for the bulls to reappear and bring this back up? Or is this going to tear newer lows and newer support levels fairly quickly? And how quickly is it moving, which you have that window between 946 and 980 to newer lows. Now, if the bulls do decide to reappear and take advantage of the price, they could bring this back up, but they don't gain control or leverage until they break through 1023, which is the 50-day moving average, to get back into bullish territory. So I'd pay very close attention to the support level and how this stock is reacting and behaving once it breaks through 980. How quickly is it moving to newer lows? Or again, is it moving sideways, giving a chance for the bulls to reappear and have a breakout to break through the 50-day moving average and work their way up to newer highs. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe if you feel encouraged or inclined to. And also, don't forget to click on the bell. By clicking on the bell, you turn on all notifications to not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. Don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. And at the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. In that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising on scheduled dates due to the Federal Reserve pumps. The charts show it for themselves, and it's a strategy to help every investor and viewer maximize profits and minimize your losses. It's not going to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything. I'm just here to inform everyone on the great news that there's an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. The S&P 500 index is rising due to these scheduled dates, several points. And what does that mean for us as investors? Well, if the S&P 500 index is rising up, well, there's individual ticker symbols within it rising with it. And these individual ticker symbols are rising anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it does add up. I talk in more detail about it in the video. Check it out. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.